Good afternoon. My name is Thomas Essen, and I'm the store manager of music and arts for Murfreesboro. And I want to thank you guys so much for attending this afternoon. So glad for you guys to also join us. Today I have Dr. Jack Wengrosky. He's an expert on trumpet. Today he will be demoing 3 horns for us. He's going to demo 2 intermediates and a pro, just to kind of walk you through the advantages of stepping up your student line instrument to an intermediate or pro line horn. Again, I'd like to thank Dr. Jack Wengrosky tonight for coming out to demo these horns for us and kind of break down these instruments for you. Jack, before we kind of get started with you playing, you kind of give us a little bit about your bio and background?
Yeah, Tom, I started in the school band program in 4th grade. I grew up in a town Hillside near the Chicago area. And they asked, what instrument do you want to play? And I had recordings at home of some of the legends like Rafael Mendez, jazz legend Dizzy Gillespie, Jonah Jones. And so when they asked what do you want to play, the very first thing I said is trumpet. I didn't have a second choice. And so from there I went on to high school. And when I got to college, I thought, well, I'm going to study business. But I kept playing. I kept working as a trumpet player, and I enjoyed playing classical, jazz, and the big band. Started learning improvisation, so I finished my music major. From there, I went to one of the largest music schools in the country, is University of North Texas. That's where I got my master's degree in jazz studies there. And from there, I won a position with the U.S. Army Field Band Jazz Ambassadors. And that's the Army's official touring jazz band in Washington, D.C. Now, they're on the road touring all 50 states every 2.5 years. And and our job was just to play concerts. And I did that for 21 years. And after I retired from there in 2013, went down to the University of Miami. And I was given a teaching assistantship to work on my doctorate in music. And I was also a Henry Mancini Fellow, worked with the orchestra there and the big band, and taught some classes and finished my degree in 2017. And then relocated up here to the Nashville area, and I've been working with you ever since.
Nice. Well, again, I'd like to thank you for coming out and demonstrating these horns for us and just being here with us this afternoon. So today what we're going to do is I'm going to have Dr. Jack Wengrosky is going to play, like I said, 2 intermediate and 1 pro line horn, and then he's going to explain the specs of these instruments and the advantage of them. So the first instrument today that he will be demonstrating for you is going to be the Giannelli GTR 10S, which is our house brand here. If you want to go ahead and grab that for you, Jack, you can go ahead and demo and play for the guys here.
Hi, this is the Giannelli GTR 10. This is made by Eastman exclusively for music and arts. It's an intermediate horn. A lot of times you can tell that by the silver plate. That's going to distinguish. Now, many professional horns also have lacquer, but that's one of the things, that's one of the first options available, additional options available in an intermediate horn. Now, if you notice the valves, as you get a step-up instrument, there's a coating here called Monel, and that provides a little smoother action for the horn, and it's also less likely to rust, deteriorate. You're less likely to have problems. So that's one of the things you want to look up in your first step-up instruments. The tuning slide actions is very nice. Now, on a trumpet, of course, if you want to tune it, they're made on top of the pitch. If it's higher than the A440, the pitch we use, then you want to pull out. Now, if you don't have a little leeway, you're not going to be able to tune the instrument. So if you want to make it a little lower, you're going to have to pull out. And usually, it's going to be about, see that 1/2 inch? Now, these tuning slides, they've been called tuning crooks back in the day, but it's not illegal, all right? Certain notes aren't in tune with the piano. So for C sharp, right, and D primarily, and sometimes as you get up in the upper register, that A, you're going to have to adjust these slides a little bit. That's a big feature on these intermediate horns, because the better you get, the more that intonation, the tuning of the horn, is going to be really important. So let me play a few notes on this in the GTR 10. So, and if you noticed, I ended on that C sharp. That's where those slides come out. Very important as you progress with an instrument.
Nice. So just I want to double check and kind of run this again with you. So the advantage of kind of having a Giarnelli, kind of the intermediate line there, is you got the silver plated horn there. It's a one-piece bell. You got the Monell on the
valves.
On the valves, correct? Yeah, and it allows for a smoother transition there for you over a student line horn. So definitely got some cool perks with that step-up horn there for you, and it's kind of an economically affordable horn there for you. And again, that was Dr. Jack Wengrosky on the Giarnelli GTR 10S. We are going to now move on to the next intermediate horn we will be playing for you guys today. It's going to be the Jupiter 1100S. So it's another intermediate horn for you guys, but Jack's going to kind of walk you through it and then play it for a little bit so you can hear how it sounds.
Let's grab the Jupiter GTR 1100. This is also an intermediate horn, and it's made by the Jupiter Instrument Company. If you'll notice, it has the same Monell valves, and so they're going to last a little longer. And the thing I really like about the Jupiter instruments is called valve alignment. Now, I don't want to get all technical, but that's going to make sure that the air flows through the horn well. It also makes it easier to play in tune. Another big feature about the 1100S, and I'll show you here, you see that the way the tuning slide is?
Mm-hmm.
Now we call that a reverse tuning slide, right?
Okay.
So instead of the tube going in, this tube up here slides over. That's a reverse tuning slide. All right, so what that is going to do is it opens up this chamber a little bit, so you're going to have a little smoother blow. Probably a little step up, and if you notice, there's some few extra pads here on your water keys. All right. Well, again, any intermediate horn is you can get in lacquer, but silver is an option. And what the silver coat does, if I didn't explain it before, is it makes the sound just a little brighter. When you hear that real bright trumpet sound, some of that is from the silver plate, and that's where that step up comes in. It's a very thin coating of silver, and as long as you wash it, maintain it, get your cleaning kits, it's going to last a long time.
Nice.
All right, let's play a little bit on the Jupiter. Might have heard that a few times on trumpet.
Nice. Okay, and I want to go through that again. So this is the Jupiter 1100S. I'm just double checking through these specs of this intermediate horn. So we got another, it's going to be silver lagger there on it, silver plated. It's got the one-piece bell, and then the difference between this, besides of course the valves having the Monell, it's got the reverse tuning slide on it to kind of help with that intonation there for you. And then something I didn't ask for you, what level instrument would you classify this for a student? Like, what is the perk of this over a student line instrument to this, and what level, like, where will this take this student? Will this get them through high school?
Yeah, absolutely. Now, the Jupiter 1100 is an intermediate. It's a little more, but it's not going to be near as much as a professional line horn. And this in the industry is fairly well known for an intermediate trumpet. It's made so well, you could actually do a professional job on this horn.
Oh, nice.
The intonation, the blow, it's a really comfortable trumpet, and they've really put a lot of design and thought into this horn. So the slightly extra money you're going to pay than a regular student line horn is well worth it.
Nice. That's good to know. So that is the second intermediate horn that Dr. Jack Wengrosky has played for us today. And now I'm going to have Dr. Jack Wengrosky play the one pro line horn for you guys today. This is going to be the Bach Stradivarius 37 series. This is the most common known pro horn that you'll see out on the market. It's a great horn. He's going to go ahead and go over these specs with you of the difference between the intermediates you just saw and this pro line horn.
You know, talking about pro line horns, the Bach Stradivarius has been the pro line standard for probably close to 100 years. And most students, when they go from an intermediate, most are going to go to the Bach Strad. It's made in America, Elkhart, Indiana, and it's all made by hand. And so it has that classic Bach Stradivarius sound. You know, the handcrafted details are what's going to make this instrument. So that's the biggest price difference. You're going to pay a little more because this is made like a fine car. Okay, there's more details. The tolerances, the way the horn's made it's just a finely done horn. This is what we call a Model 37, and this is going to be available almost at every store that you go to Music and Arts. This is the one that's going to be available. Now they have other models, but this is the one, this is the go-to.
Nice.
So this is a commercial mouthpiece, and it's handmade by Greg Black down in North Carolina. And so on a professional, maybe pop thing, the shell or mouthpiece is going to give you a little brighter sound.
Again, that is Dr. Jack Wengrosky on the Bach Stradivarius Pro Line horn there, the 37 series. I'm going to run through that again with you with the Pro Line, of course, the advantage of it being the top of the line market there for you, but it's got it's a one-piece bell. It's handcrafted all the way through. It gives you that advantage with those tones and sounds there. Great slides, and the valves allows for fluid motions for the transitions there on that horn. Now, with this kind of horn, what would you recommend? What's the big difference between this and a student line, and how far would the Bach Stradivarius, can they take that to college? Can they gig on that? What are the advantages of this horn?
Well, the advantage to a student line horn is it's made a little heavier, and it can take a little bit of abuse. Now, the young players, it's more likely to get a little more action. They're getting used to the horn. It might even fall and drop. Now, as you get older, as you get a little more used to playing the horn, those intermediate horns are a little lighter, and the spaces in between the tubes and the valves, they're going to start to go down, and that gives you more control and more tone. Now, when you get to the Bach Stradivarius, the top of the line here, the tolerances are even smaller. So you'll notice that the price point goes up because of the handcrafted, the one-piece bell, the quality that goes into the horn, the intonation that you're tuning, and the sound. Like if you notice, Now there's a little ring to that bell, and when you hear that, that's what makes the sound carry. And you're not going to get that on, the intermediate and beginning horns. These have a resonance, and when you're playing on a professional job, you're going to notice the difference.
Nice. Well, thank you again, Dr. Jack Wengrosky, on that, and thank you guys. So guys, thank you. I just want to conclude that with some specials we got going on for you guys today as well. The first thing I want to talk about is the Giardinelli, our house brand instruments here. Not only are they great instruments for stepping up into, but the cool thing that we offer is we offer up to 50% of the sale price of your rental credit if you're a rental customer with us. So that is a great perk for you guys if you're interested in stepping up and you're a rental customer. Also, I wanted you guys to keep in mind today that the instruments that you heard today are not the only brand selections that we carry in the store. We have multiple brands that we carry in the store for you guys to demo. So we have a big selection at all our locations for you guys if you want to come in and try something. We are having some great sales going on right now that I want to kind of talk about for limited time, of course. We have 10% off right now, anything over $199 cash price, or you have the opportunity, we have a great financing offer right now where you can do 48 months, 0 interest, which is a big deal for us, and it's a limited time. Again, I want to tell you guys about that on those sales. With everything going on, I just want to let you guys know we are limited on appointments. So it is kind of urgent that if you guys want to come in and try a horn or step up, to be calling one of your local music and arts to set up an appointment so we can get you guys taken care of and get you what you guys need. And again, I would just want to let you guys know that right after this, we're going to go into a live Q&A where you can ask questions to our pros here on this and experts about any questions that you may have further that you didn't get answered. So again, thank you so much for joining us today. And again, I want to thank Dr. Jack Wengrosky for demoing these horns and going over the specs with us this afternoon.
Thank you, Mr. Essen.
Thank you.